This is going to be a review of the Ismart Alarm System with the new um, cameras, the 1080p cameras. It's a very good system. This is the front screen of the system. So you have home. If you're at home, it turns off the motion detectors. You can hit arm, you can hit disarm or panic from this screen. You can go over here and edit, and you can hit for, say, home. I mean, for alarm. If you're away from home, you can edit each of these different sections. So I have three cameras, so I can go in and say, uh, okay, I want motion detection on the camera, but I wanted to send me a notification if it picks up no motion. I don't want it to trigger the alarm, and that's the way I have mine set. You can also have sound detection. You can turn that on if you choose to, and you can say trigger the alarm if the camera was to hear sound, or to give you a push notification that it hears sound. Right now I have that off on this particular camera. Let's go back. That's one camera. You got the motion detector, same thing. This is the regular motion detector, not the camera motion detector. The camera has its own built-in motion detector, but there's separate motion detector you can also purchase, or that comes with the system. And this is that. So if that particular one sees motion, is to set the actual alarm off, not just send me a notification. So that's motion detector is on. So the front door, I have it to trigger alarm if somebody comes through the front door, the balcony door. If the motion detector, um, I have a 30-second delay. Um, Also, siren trigger delay. I don't have any delay, so if you open the door, the alarm immediately goes off. It doesn't have a 30-second delay where somebody can go in for 30 seconds, or you have 30 seconds to turn your alarm off. And as soon as someone opens the door, the alarm sounds. If you want to do a delay, so you can do a 10-second, 30-second, a minute, or 3-minute delay. So when you first open the door, you have 10 seconds to turn the alarm off, or 30 seconds. But I don't want that. Let's go back. Okay, so we can go into there. You have the settings area, shows you notifications of different uh, things that have happened. Uh, it's telling me that the main base is back online. Um, these are just different things that took place within the system. You have your home information, members who you want to be notified if the alarm sounds, feedback. That's the main thing with that. Then you can go into monitor. So that's family members that tell you who remote was used, because you have a remote that go on your keychain. You also can turn it on or off from your actual phone, or you can purchase the keypad and you can turn it off with a regular keypad, like other alarms have, where you come into the house and you punch a code in. So you have three different methods of cutting the alarm on and off and arming it and everything. You can either use the keypad, you can use the remote control, or you can use your actual phone and go in there and cut the alarm on or off, or whatever you want to do. Just tell you who armed it or what time they armed it. Um, that's the remote control. You can go into safety. It'll show you the front door, balcony door, the motion detectors working, the remotes are working, the sirens. I have 4 sirens, so you can purchase uh, satellite sirens that you can use in different locations. If you have a home or wherever, maybe you need, the main base has its own siren, but it's at the base. So if you have your base in a room, then the siren in your living room or wherever, you can't really hear it that loud. So you can buy remote sirens that you can place throughout the house that will sound off. So I have one outside, I have 3 inside, and then you have the main base that has a siren. So in reality, I have about, it's 5 sirens, really 4 external, and then one that's the main base that automatically has a siren built into it. You can tap on each one to see what's going on. The front door, it tell you what time and the date that it was open or closed. Balcony door, motion detector, the last time the motion, it picked up motion and the time. Uh, the remote. It was set to arm, to disarm at this time. Set to arm, set to home, return home, tells you when you returned or when you left home. Uh, you can see the different times, so if something happened, you can go back and look and see who left the house or whatever happened. Um, Here's the sirens. You have the different sirens. You can go into settings here, and you can tell how you want the siren. You can either test the siren to make sure it's working. You can how loud you want the volume of the siren, on high. You can also have it whether you, when you open a door, do you want it to make a sound like it makes a sound when you open the door, or one of the sensors are broken. It'll make a sound like even if your the alarm is not set. So anytime the door opens, it'll make a ding dong sound. That's the door chime. That's the audible countdown. So when we leave the house or you turn the alarm on, it'll count down, make a beeping noise for 30 seconds or however long you have it set before it actually arms the alarm. You can turn the siren off if you want it to be silent so it doesn't go off. I don't know why you would want that, but if you did, you have that option and not to have the sirens go off. So this is the same for all 4 sirens that I have, or so you can set that how you want it. Let's go into so that's with that. Then you have the cameras. Okay, so this is 3 different cameras that I have set up. When you tap on it, it will open it up. Right now it's kind of dark inside of the place, but you can see some kids' clothes on the sofa. I have some birds over to the right, but it's actually kind of dark in here, believe it or not. But this is one of the cameras. You can move the camera around if you choose to. You can change the direction of the camera. See how I'm moving the camera around? Now it's just went into black and white mode because it's actually dark. I know it appears to be light, but it's actually dark inside of there. So what's happened is that the infrared has come on and it's going into black and white mode because of it's dark in there. But I'm gonna move it back to the right. It may flip back over, I'm not sure, because it's a little light, but it's not that much light outside right now. Okay, you can also hit the talk button and talk through the camera. You can capture a picture. You can hit the listen mode to listen to what's going on within that room. Now right here, when you hit the camera, let's say that same camera here that's now in black and white, the same things. If you can also set a zone. Like for example, if I tap here, it sets a zone. And see that zone right here where you see the green, that's the area that if somebody walk within that area, then it's to trigger trigger the camera to take motion, and also set the alarm off if it's in that area. That way, if you have a dog or something and they're around in the other areas, it won't set it off. It only sets it off within that area that I have the green rectangular shape or whatever shape that is. Let me go back. Then you can go to here if you want to do time lapse. So you got different time lapse things, or you can do your own time lapse. Set the start time, duration, interval, auto night vision. Other part that I didn't, I thought was in the video but was not, so I'm adding this to the video to show you the camera tracking. Let me go into, these are the videos that have been recorded from motion. So let's go to this one. Okay, this is in black and white because it's not really bright in there. and the bird wings actually got into the camera view, and so it turned to the right to where the motion was, and then it went back to the location where it's set to be at all times. But when it pick up motion, it'll start tracking the particular person or whatever. Let me give you another example. Let me see what this is. This is in black. This is in color. I mean in color because it's a little brighter. The bird set it off again on this one. So I had to go in and reset the parameters as far as where it needs to pick motion up at, so the bird wing wouldn't get inside of the camera view. And that's one good thing where you can set zones. So I had to change the zone to make sure that the bird wing would not get in there and uh, get a notification that there's motion in the home. So that right there. Let me see if I have another one that may be motion. Let me see. No. No, that's the bird. Let me see. That's the bird's wing. I had to change the zone. Hold on. See, I think I had. Now, all of these are cloud video. I have to find the right one where there's actually. Okay, so I don't see one, but it tracks you as you walk throughout the house. The camera will move and keep you in view. But that part I didn't notice. I didn't put in the video, so that's a little add-on with some pictures of the camera and the siren. Thing I forgot is that you have the option over here to view it in 720p or 1080p or 360p. Right now it's in 720p, but you got those three options. You can also go into the settings menu, and you have, for that particular camera, you have camera notification, where you can pick whether you want it to pick have for detection sensitivity for low motion, medium, or high motion. You also have sound when you wanted to pick up sound for low, medium, or high. And then you can also choose smoke alarm, where it will hear the sound of your smoke alarm and send you a notification that smoke has been detected, because it will hear your smoke. It knows the sound of your smoke detector, of a smoke detector, and so it will send you a notification that your smoke detector has gone off. Also, the same thing for your CO alarm. So if you have carbon monoxide alarm in your place, it will send you a notification if you turn it on. So you can turn it on if you choose to. I don't have it on mine. I do have one of the cameras with it on, but the other two cameras I have it off. So you have those options also within the camera's notification or settings. So that's another area. You have video recording, where you have a cloud storage, and you have the SD card. You can tap on SD card and tell you how much of the SD card you've used. You can choose continuous recording, SD card overwrite. So once it gets to the end, it'll start overwriting the video that is being recorded 24 hours a day. And then you also have cloud video backup. That is when, the 30-second videos that if somebody actually set the alarm off, it records 30-second clips and sends it to the cloud. If you want that also to be put on your SD card outside of being on the cloud, you can go ahead and choose that one. For me, it's off because it's already in the cloud, so it's not really needed to be on the SD card if it's already uh, in the cloud. And then it tells you how much of the SD card has been used. Um, Also, so this is dealing with the SD card that you can put inside of each camera. Um, so that's another area within the video recording. You can go invert the image if you had your cameras, I guess, back upside down or something. I guess you can change invert the actual video image or whatever. You have night vision uh, off, auto, or on. I keep it on auto so it automatically switches if it gets dark in the room to night vision. And or you can turn on night vision on if you want the night vision to stay on and you don't want it to be in color. You can do it that way, and you can reset the particular camera. Um, but I'm not doing that. That's how you reset it. And like I said, you can use the 5 gigahertz on this camera. Um, so I think that's about it. This right here is where you can see your snapshots or time-lapse videos that you created if you choose to. But I'm not doing any time-lapse or anything like that. I just use the SD card for recording 24 hours a day along with that's pretty much what I use the SD card for. Let me check and see if there's anything I missed. I think that's pretty much it. This is, let me see, this is one earlier. Let me see, that was, I guess, picked up motion or something from the bird or the dog or something. But that's it.